Marine Le Pen, her party got 14% of the vote nationally, a disappointment. She gets 45% of the vote in the first round. If she's not elected, though, is she going to have to step down as head of the National Front?
Well, you know, to me, the major news tonight is that French democracy, as we've known it, is no more. And you know why it is? Because if you look at the projections, 86% will be the majority of Emmanuel Macron. Because who is the opposition in this country? Who is the opposition? Who was facing Emmanuel Macron in the runoff? Marine Le Pen. And she gathered 11 million voters in the second round of the presidential. And those 11 million voters will be represented by between 3 and 9 members of parliament.
So how do you explain that she got a third of the vote in the runoff and 14% of the vote?
Yeah, we got a major problem, and this is the electoral law, because a country where a political movement that represents 11 million people, and if this movement is only represented in the National Assembly by 3 to 9 members of parliament, this is unreal. But it's not democracy.
That's the theory, but there is a fact that François just underscored. You did not perform well. You didn't get any 11 million votes. This is a disappointment for the National Front, let's face it.
Let me tell you, if I were to write the script, or if I had written the script for this, first round, obviously I wouldn't have granted us with 14% of voters. You're not going to have me tell you, it's fantastic, we're having a great night. No, it's not true. Obviously, it's some kind of a setback. But we need to bear in mind one thing. This is the first round. There's going to be a second round next Sunday. And a lot of, it seems when you look at the turnout that a lot of our voters didn't show up because they thought, what the hell? What use will it be? When 11 million of us, show up, we get 3 MPs. It's not right. So they stayed maybe and went fishing. And our mission will be in the 6 days to come to make sure they show up for the second round.
Or maybe they watched the debate between both rounds and they saw Marine Le Pen was not really the person they thought she was. Maybe there's a deeper problem.
Marine said herself, said herself, I was not too keen on her doing her mea culpa because I thought she was, she stepped on the stage during that debate like a boxer who thought, if ever I want to win this fight, I'm going to have to, shoot for the knockout. That was her strategy. It was not a winning strategy. We all saw that. And she went, she went public and she said, all right, this was probably the wrong strategy. But, you have to pick one strategy and you have to go for it. That's what she did. And I'm happy to fight for,
the National Front, though,
a leader like her.
Having a debate within itself. And the issue that's really seems to be the political third rail within your party is the euro. Some who saying we've got to, for once and for all, stop campaigning against the euro, and others saying we have to once and for all say we're leaving the euro.
We had to fight during this presidential election various adversaries. We had to fight.
What's your personal position on that?
I'm going to tell you about it right now.
Are you in favor of keeping the euro or getting rid of it?
We had to fight various adversaries. We had to fight political parties, and we also had to fight pro-Macron media, some of it. And what did they see? They saw that the euro was an issue that was worrying the French. And what did they do? After years where we asked the media to ask us about economics, and they never did, after years of us trying to persuade the media to talk to us about economics, they saw that the euro was a major worrying factor for the French, and now they talked to us about the euro on and on again. The euro is not the problem. You know what we're talking about in National Front? We're talking about sovereignty. And the real key issue is France a sovereign country or is not a sovereign country anymore? And it is not anymore. And if we want to become a sovereign country again, which is our program, we need to address the issue of the currency. And you never heard me say we want to exit the euro. You heard me say, and you heard all of us say, we need to become a sovereign country again. This is the point.